Welcome back to the Fighting Illini Insider. I'm Mike Kuhn, joined by Illini women's tennis coach Michelle Dasso. And Coach, coming off a year, second round of the NCAA tournament, hosted the first and second round, and came oh so close to the Sweet 16. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh gosh, that was just such an amazing experience. Literally points away from the Sweet 16 in a team that really had their first top 20 win of the season there at the end, the first round of NCAAs, and I think showed a lot. I mean, being able to play at home in our beautiful new facility was just some big memories, and obviously would have loved to have made the Sweet 16 alongside the men. That would have been pretty amazing, and we were right there. So hopefully that's our lofty goal for this year.
Talk a little bit about the bar being raised as the years go on, and this year you have an experienced team where really the bar could be raised even higher this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about obviously progressing and getting better, and when I first got here, I think we were excited to get our first Big Ten win, so obviously we've come a long way, but we do have a ton of experience, but we also have two freshmen starting in our lineup too that are also obviously pretty new to them, but by the end of this year, I think we'll be ready.
Well, we've talked a little bit about volleyball in a conference with the national champion Penn State, and you're kind of in the same boat, having Northwestern, who's highly regarded, and you went and you took a former Wildcat, so if you're going to beat the Wildcats, you've got a former Wildcat to help you do it.
Absolutely. I actually have, obviously, Georgia Rose, my new assistant, that was just graduated from Northwestern, as well as my volunteer assistant, Carrie Robeson. So, yeah, Northwestern, I mean, I don't think they've lost a dual match since I've been born. I feel like it's been that long in the Big Ten, but we're so anxious to play them February 26th at home, 6 p.m. We want to just pack Atkins, and it should be pretty electric.
Well, talk about your team a little bit. It starts with Megan Fudge, number 42 preseason. What does she bring to the table?
Oh, what doesn't she bring to the table is really the question there. I mean, this girl plays with so much heart and so much passion every single time she steps on the court. I mean, you gotta love her. You gotta love watching her, and she's just fearless.
The rest of your lineup, Lee Finnegan, and on down from that, how does your lineup shaken out? And you mentioned a couple freshmen that they're sneaking in there as well.
We have just tremendous depth this year, and I think that's obviously only going to help us even more in the long run. And it's a long season, so if we have a few injuries here or there, we're not too worried. I mean, I feel we have just, again, tremendous amount of depth where anyone can really step in. And Finnegan has had the experience of playing the top spot the last couple of years, obviously with Megan, and then we also have freshman Rachel White just stepping in, and she's a ball striker, and it'll be fun when you get out and you get a chance to watch her play.
Well, this is the top recruiting class that Illinois women's tennis has ever had. So talk a little about the freshmen you got coming in, and are they making strides right away, or are they something you're trying to build on?
Oh, absolutely. They've really stepped in and haven't shown a lot of fear. I mean, in Rachel White's first tournament, she beat the 13th player in the country from Duke, and also top 40, another player from Duke. And Brees Smucko has shown glimpses of just some amazing tennis this year, and a few matches in the fall, and I think they're only going to get better. They're freshmen, so every match experience that they have is really going to just push them to even greater heights for the future too.
Talk about the facility upgrades, because certainly the Atkins is talk about the atmosphere in there, but having the new outdoor courts in the Conn Center, what has that meant for recruiting and for the program?
Gosh, it's just amazing. I feel so lucky, and I think our girls really appreciate the facility we have. I mean, 20 outdoor courts, 6 indoor courts, training room, locker room, fitness center. The works are there, everything that we really need to really get the most out of our program and to continue recruiting those top players. I feel pretty fortunate we can bring them in here and get them to campus.
Well, we hinted at the Northwestern match coming up, February 26th at the Atkins. Just talk about that challenge that's ahead. They're number 2 in the country. What do you expect? And there'll be some buildup, I would think, prior to that.
Oh yeah, tremendous buildup. I expect a war, to be totally honest. We're going to go out there. We're going to battle for every point. I think playing them at home, if we can pack, get a ton of fans out there, it can really be a huge advantage to us. The girls are ready. They're prepared, and we want to lay it on the line. And Northwestern is well coached and just such a very good program. And it'll be challenging. I mean, we have our work cut up for us for certain, but it could be pretty fun.
Third place in the Big Ten a year ago. How does the Big Ten stack out? And do you feel like there's a little rivalry that could potentially develop if you can get to that level with Northwestern?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Big Ten is getting better though, and better each year since I've been here. And there's certain teams that we haven't beat yet, so we'd love to get over that little hump. We were close to Michigan last year, lost a 4-3 battle to them, at the Big Ten tournament. So obviously certain targets are on their back that we haven't taken care of yet. And but you can't take anyone for granted really, because every team is really getting better.
How much do you talk about goals coming in? Do you just try to improve and then those things kind of take care of themselves, or do you try to set some things out there to say, hey, we want to do this, and whether they be internal goals or things that you express publicly?
Well, we certainly set short-term and long-term goals, and we do. I think we definitely want a Big Ten championship, and I don't think unless you can say it out loud and know what you're working for, then you're really going to get it. So I think that's a goal of ours, and we also definitely want to make the Sweet 16 tournament. We were literally points away last year, and that left a bitter feeling for us, but that's what we're working for.
Well, it's still relatively young as far as this profession and in this job. Talk about the people that have kind of molded you and the things that you've learned along the way to get where you are today.
Oh, I mean, I don't know where you start with that, but there's a tremendous amount of coaches that have really, I played at Notre Dame under Jay Lauterbach, and he's, been a tremendous role model for me with getting into the coaching business as well. And, obviously my parents, and a tremendous amount of support that I've had since I've really arrived on campus here, stemming down all the way from Ron Gunther to everyone you work with on a daily basis. So, been pretty fortunate.
Well, thanks, Coach. We look forward to the February 26th match and the rest of the season.
I'm looking forward to it, too. Thanks for having me.
I'm Mike Kuhn. Stay tuned for more on the Fighting Illini Insider.